Welcome to the second episode of the How to Play series. In this episode, we'll be going over phases of a turn. These are the phases that you go through during your respective turn. While going through your turn, you go through 5 phases. Wake phase, draw phase, strategy phase, battle phase, and end phase. We'll now discuss each of them more in depth. First is the wake phase. During this phase, you remove 1 rest counter from each creature that has a rest counter on it. Next is your draw phase, where you draw 1 card from your deck and gain 1 magic point. After you do both of these actions, you can choose if you want to draw another card from your deck, or if you would like to gain 1 more magic point. After doing all of these things, if your reserves are 1 or less, once per game you're allowed to call Climax Draw. When you call Climax Draw, you get to draw 1 more card from your deck and gain 1 more magic point. As a reminder, Climax Draw is available only once per game, and you get to do another draw and another magic game. And it's only if your reserves are 1 or less. To help keep track of whether a player used Climax Draw or not, upon using the Climax Draw, tilt your deck sideways like this, indicating that you've already used the Climax Draw. Next is your strategy phase. During this phase, players can play cards to their side of the field from their hand. They can also use card effects if they're able to or wish to. Once per their strategy phase, the player can also pay 1 magic point to return any number of support creatures from their side of the field back to their hand. This lets them reset their board and play cards in a more desirable place. Next is the battle phase, where you'll be doing all of your attacks during the course of the game. When making attacks, you go through a few steps. First is the attack step, where you simply declare your attack. You declare who is attacking and what you're attacking. Next is the aid step, where you can aid with a support creature or support creatures within the squad that you are attacking with. Then there's aid step 2, where the opponent may do the same, and aid with a support creature or support creatures within the attacked squad. Finally, it's the resolve step, where you calculate all the damage that is dealt. Any creature defeated in the battle is also discarded during this step, along with any rested support creatures that were in the squad of the defeated creature, as well as any attachment cards that were within that defeated creature's squad.
At any point, if an attachment is not attached to a fighting creature in a squad, it is automatically discarded. Likewise, if a fighting creature is discarded while an attachment is attached to it, even if the attachment is attached to more than 1 creature, the attachment is discarded.
Repeat the steps for each attack that you make. Lastly is the end phase, the last phase where the turn simply ends, but whatever appropriate effects that activate during this time can also be used. Lastly, you also remove all damage that has been dealt to creatures during this phase. Repeat these phases during each turn of the game. That ends the second episode of the How to Play series. Stay tuned for episode 3.